Hello guys, Joe here with another late night session video. It's funny because I recorded this one and I didn't like the way that it turned out, so I'm re-recording it. And I wanted to try to be more succinct because I felt like it wasn't focused. So here's what I was talking about. I was talking about the fact that it's the day after Kobe's birthday. It's the 24th. And yesterday I spent a good chunk of time trying to edit this video, this tribute video. If you want to go check that out, just go to my channel, check it out. I'll try to link it down in the description below. If you want to see that tribute video. And I tried to do my best with it. I had planned on doing it for a while, you know. I planned on doing it for a while after I heard about, you know, his passing. And, you know, I felt like the music kind of that I used kind of stuck with me. And when I heard it for the first time, and I felt like I was like, yo, I have a plan. This is when I'm going to release it. So I've been waiting probably about seven months roundabouts to release it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. But the reason why I made the video is because every now and again, something will pop up to where it's like, yo, what's Kobe doing? Like, you know, like in my head, I'd just be like, oh yeah, I forgot. Not like I have to actively remind myself of what happened. And it doesn't throw me in a state of sadness per se. It's just like, man, I can't, like, you know, and it doesn't make me want to, like, it's not debilitating to me. Like, I don't feel great about it. I don't feel good about it, but I don't feel sad about it. I just wish, it's like one of those things where it's like, man, you just wish, right? You just wish that you had the power to bring back somebody, you know? And even though that person isn't close to me, or I even knew the guy, I'm not even a big basketball fan, to be honest. I'm a fan of I'm either a fan of individuals, and that's most likely been the case, or I'm rarely a fan of a team or two. I'll give you an example. When Michael Jordan was playing, I was a fan of Michael Jordan. I didn't really care about Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. Steve Kerr. I did not care about them. I wanted to see Jordan play. And not to say that they're bad guys. It's just that as a kid, that's where my attention was drawn to. It was drawn to the dude who pretty much did everything, you know. Like when they were down, he would come in, and, you know, last minute determination, he would pull up those threes. It was like, you ain't about to mess with Jordan, you know. And I was never one of those people who grew up watching basketball, you know, discussing with people who this person's better, that person's better. I mean, there was those discussions I had occasionally, but it was never a constant state of, you know, discussion. I never kept up with anybody's names unless somebody spoke them to me. I wasn't familiar with nobody's stats. I wasn't even really familiar with Jordan's stats. And then, you know, after he retired, and then, you know, Kobe started getting more traction for, he did this, he pulling threes and he scoring 30 points a game and 25 points, 30 points. Oh, he done dropped 50, 60, and then the legendary 81. And then he had a game similar to the flu game or food poisoning game or whatever it is, to Jordan. And it's like it keeps on, just like Jordan's legend, Kobe's legend like grew, and then and it was like seeing the dude's mentality to like pretty much face any opponent, no matter if they were bigger than him. He would outwork them, his teammates. He would, stuff like that. And you learn about stuff like after the fact. After the fact, it's already came and gone. The fact that he had a rap career. Learned about that after it. Like I didn't even really learn about that until after he passed away. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, he did do music for a while. So I mean, it's not nothing that I really like focused on. You know what I mean? I'm sure like I remember seeing it, but I had long forgotten about it, when I went to high school, he was the guy that I was looking at, be like, yo, I'm not as tall as him. I wasn't as tall as him when I was in high school. I couldn't, I tried out for the basketball team. I was like, yo, I'm going to be like this guy. And it was like, oh, I'm going to follow the exact same path that he did try to get. But then NBA already changed the rules that you had to be 19, at least 1 year removed from college. So I couldn't do that. And I wasn't going to, face anybody. I wasn't, there was dudes at my school that was far better than me. And I never had that drive to be better, because to be honest, basketball wasn't my thing. It was like a fling, it was like a interest fling, and I never had, and I, even to this day, I never really had, I never really had a kind of thing that's made me focus the way it made Kobe focus. Determined the way it made Kobe determined. I never really had that. Still don't have that. I have, but maybe that says something about, who we're probably meant to be, in life. Maybe. But my point is, all of that, it just kind of, the day kind of, his birthday kind of made me think like, yo, I want to, it's weird to say, because like I said, I don't know the guy. I didn't know the guy. I never, because who am I? I'm just a guy, I'm just a normal guy. I'm not even particularly special in any facet, like, what I mean? Like I don't have a cool skill that, I can do, I'm not, I can do a little bit of everything, but I'm not particularly great. Like, what I mean? And it's funny because when I think about it, I like, it puts me at a loss for words. It really does. I don't know me constantly getting reminded that, that he passed away and that he's no longer alive, and that, you see people, you see the outpouring of support that he had, both on social media by fellow ex-NBA players, former NBA players, present NBA players, future NBA players. I mean, technically you can say that because, somebody will get in that was like, yo, this is the guy that I modeled my game after. I'm pretty sure that will happen. Other people in other sports, people outside of sports, just fans in general, in United States and South America and in Japan and across the world, it's crazy. And it makes you want to do something that's legendary. Just, if I can describe something weird for a second, it just makes you want to do something legendary just so you can see, man, what is it like to be that special, or to touch something that special, or it's weird. I'm not describing this right. To be near somebody that special, or to converse with somebody special, or to have that bond with somebody that's special, so you inadvertently follow the path, not because you care about the path, but because you're trying to get to where you're going, which is, I just want to be near that. It sounds weird. I know how weird it sounds. I know it sounds weird. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. I hear myself talking and I know it's crazy. I know it's nonsense. But I don't know how else to describe it. And it's not just him either. It's people who have an impact in your life that, you view as special. But it's something about, like, when everybody acknowledge it, all forms of people, all nations of people, all people in different types of professions, people who are legendary people in the entertainment industry, and people in politics, world leaders, When I tell you it's something, and I know I'll never be that. I wish I could, and not for the sake of, like, having it, but what is that, man? What is it to where it's like, man, you're willing to go down a path just to understand somebody a bit more of who you could never possibly converse with ever, and never possibly understand, and never, like, you have the opportunity to talk with the people who knew that person, who's still here, but it's like, how likely is that to happen? And it's like, even to get in their presence, even to get in the presence for the people who knew the guy that you're trying to better understand, or the person or whatever that you're trying to understand and try to be, I don't want to say close to, but resonate with, you know what I mean? In a sense, you have to follow a path just to have that happen. I looked at clips of the funeral even today. Well, yesterday on his birthday. And I was watching the Michael Jordan one. He was cracking jokes, and he was like, and he was talking about how He was talking about how they would just talk forever about stuff and how he was really inquisitive. And it's like, man, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Not in like a jealous thing, like you can't get yours and I want what's yours, and you can't have it or you don't deserve it type of. I just wish I had something like that for me, And is that nuts? I would like to think that's, that maybe I'm, being arrogant about that, or I don't know what the word is. Maybe it's not like maybe it's not arrogance, but not to say that I'm exactly worthy of it or destined to be that or desire. And the truth is, I don't know how to describe that feeling. I have no idea how to describe that feeling. But I think I know what but in talking, I think I know what I must do. I do the best I can with this is the only logical conclusion I can come to. I do the best with what my life has offered me. And maybe destiny, maybe my path in life will lead me down a different direction to where I won't receive that, but I'll receive what's for me. And I'll be the best at that. And maybe I shouldn't get so fixated on what another person has done or how another person has impacted my life, such to a degree to where you worry about the resonating between you and that person of the past. And conversely, that past person. That's not me trying to make a joke. I mean that sincerely. And maybe that's just how I do it. I'd be the best, but I don't have the mentality that Jordan has or Kobe has or Serena Williams has or like a Jodie Foster has. I don't have the, or Meryl Streep or a Viola Davis or a Denzel Washington or a Eminem or a Jay-Z or a J. Cole or a Kendrick Lamar or a Babe Ruth or a Sammy Sosa or a A-Rod or a Beyonce or a Taylor Swift or even the person that would be closest to me. Like if I was to say I wanted to be Kobe of what the thing that I want to be Kobe of, which would be game design, if I wanted to be the Kobe of that, what does that look like? Then who's Jordan? If I'm Kobe, then who's Jordan? Who do I emulate? Who's Jordan in that case? I mean, if I put my spin on it, it'd probably be Hideo Kojima, to be honest. If I spoke the language of Japanese and if I had ease of access to them, and if I was able to get the money to like hire people to help make the games, model the games, like that would be my Jordan. And Yoji Shinkawa, he would be Pippen. That's who I would view as Jordan and Pippen. If I'm gonna be Kobe, who's gonna be my Shaq or Pau, Pau Gasol, I don't know, man. I don't know who's gonna be, who's gonna be that? Who's gonna be, cause my industry ain't competitive like that. It's not. My industry's not like that. It's not. So that's all I had to say with that. Excuse me. That's all I had to say with that. I just wanted to talk with you guys and tell you where I'm coming from with the whole, Kobe thing and the mentality and everything like that. And I'll send prayers to the family, friends, because I know it's hard after his birthday, and it seems like on this date, the first year's rough, and I've never lost somebody like that. I've never lost. When I say like that, I'm not talking about like Kobe. Like, I've never lost somebody who's close to me, like they have lost Kobe, which is family to them. The emotional attachment. I've never lost somebody with a familial or a close type of emotional attachment. I never have, so I couldn't possibly. But I get it. I intellectually understand. I sympathize with it, but I don't empathize with it, if that makes any sense. So, because of, you intellectually knowing it and you actually feeling it. So yeah, guys, that's all I had to say. If you liked what I said here today, if you want to talk about something else, just comment, place your questions down below. Place any comments that you have down below. And if you would like to continue to watch what I say, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel, definitely, if you plan on seeing more of these, or if you like what I've been doing, and hit that notification bell, because it definitely helps me, and you'll get notifications on when a new video will be dropping. So hit that like button, share it, subscribe to me, hit that notification bell. That's all you have to do. It's completely free. So thanks again, guys, for watching.